little close for comfort there, Sergeant Alexander. All right. Welcome to this FTX. We're going over convoy operations. As you see to our left, we have pretty much a standard convoy that we typically use during deployments for carrying around a task force. We have basically a 50 cal up front with a Mark 19, followed by two unarmed vehicle variants, and then following it up with Mark 40, and then Mark 19 and the Mod Deuce in the back. Like I said, it's pretty much a standard convoy. And then we're going to be going over briefly how to do convoy operations. After that, we will then be doing the exercise. So as far as convoy operations are concerned, every vehicle, every squad that's attached to a vehicle is responsible for that vehicle. You guys are responsible for keeping it alive instead of having it exposed and blow up. So when you guys are moving in infantry dismounted, you're responsible for that vehicle and moving it and keeping it updated. With our convoy route today, we won't be doing a lot of dismounted maneuver operations. We'll just be doing the route and practice react to contact. So when you're in a convoy, everybody's going to be on frequency, the driver and typically the squad leader are on frequency 50. 50 is our convoy net. When you guys do get into your vehicles first, you do a radio check, a proper radio check. This is Vic 3 radio check frequency 50. Do not say checking in. That's a pet peeve of a lot of people, myself included. So do a proper radio check. This is Vic 2, Vic 1, whatever. Every vehicle needs to do a proper radio check on frequency 50 to ensure that we have all vehicles on the convoy net. The convoy will not be moving until we have that taken care of. The person in charge of the convoy is the convoy commander. Typically that is the task force commander. I will be acting as convoy commander myself tonight. On frequency 50, I will be giving out basic orders: convoy move, convoy halt, convoy herringbone. Also will be giving, basic instructions on there for such as speed, so how fast we're going. So typically I'll say convoy move out 50 kph. That's basically all you need to do. When we're navigating, and you see we have the established route, everybody better call out their turns. And when I say not everybody, excuse me, you need to call out your turns. The first Vic and the last Vic. The last Vic, not Vic 6. Last Vic is what you call. And then you call out the turn. So Vic 1 right turn, and then everyone follows the right turn, and then last Vic right turn. It's very, very important that we hear those. It's also very important that not every vehicle calls out their turns on convoy net. When you have 6 vehicles, that gets way too saturated for communication. Understood?
Sir.
Favor.
Sir, I got something.
Captain?
You guys know how to set your speed limiter. Stand up if you don't know how to set your speed limiter on the vehicles. If you don't know. I only found out last night. I had no fucking idea. Get to the speed you want, so when the convoy commander says set your speed to 50 kph, get your vehicle up to 50 kph and hit delete. That'll lock your max speed to 50 kph. Fucking amazing. The other thing is, if there's 6 Vics in the convoy, what is the last Vic? Is it last Vic or is it Vic 6? Who knows the answer? So, Specialist Stretman, tell me.
You, Captain Heller. It's last Vic.
Alright. It's neither, it's both. It's Vic 6 when you're doing radio check, and it's last Vic when you're moving. That way, the convoy commander knows that all the Vics in front of the last Vic are moving, but when you're doing a radio check, you say it's Vic 6, so the convoy commander knows how many Vics are in the convoy. So make sure you know the difference and you use it correctly. If you are super confused, you can say Vic 6, last Vic, radio check. You can say both. That's all I had.
Thank you, Captain. Another thing that I'll be giving instructions for on the convoy net is spacing. Typically, you won't see anything less than 50 meters spacing, unless we're going through a really tight area and with lots of turns in a town. I can imagine us reducing spacing. But typically, we'll run anywhere from 50 to 100 meters spacing. I will call that out on convoy net as well. So get your spacing, eyeball it, set your speed limiter, and keep a nice proper spacing. When we get in contact in a convoy, the convoy commander will be calling whether we are rolling through contact or whether we are stopping. Rolling through is just simple, fire back and keep moving. Stopping, I will halt the convoy and I'll call herringbone. Once that is done, in a contact scenario, you should always assume a soft dismount, meaning you guys get out, get security, and start fighting back, and then we'll call it out from there what we need to do. Once you are dismounted and once you are herringboned, no other orders will be given on the convoy net until everyone's loaded back up in the vehicles. When you guys are dismounted, you will be moving, basically communicating on your standard infantry channels. Understood? I don't want to hear people on 5-0 telling them to move while we're dismounted and doing maneuvers. Okay. So typical dismount is going to be herringbone with a soft dismount. That basically means you have your driver and your gunner staying with the Vic at all times. The driver can dismount, but they want to stay very, very close to the driver's seat, so they can hop back in quickly. But they can dismount. The gunner will stay there and provide security and a force multiplier for the infantry. And then on the infantry channels, you'll be given the order to load back up. You guys will get back in. Once everybody's loaded, I get the word that we're loaded, I'll call then on convoy net that we're Oscar Mike. And we continue doing the same thing. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's basically the gist of what we're going over tonight. Captain, do you have anything else you want to add?
I don't think so.
Okay. Lieutenant Williams?
One quick pet peeve of mine. The first Vic, your weapon's pointed forward. Going backwards, you alternate left, right, and the last Vic is pointed to the rear. Not a hard thing to figure out. Just look and see what the Vic in front of you is doing, gunners.
Thank you. That's a good point. As far as dealing with civilian vehicles, this is something I was talking with the first sergeant just before this. We do not allow civilian vehicles, to roam freely through our convoy. If they're approaching and they're not yielding, hopefully we can get an alternate route with a wide berth around a civilian vehicle. If we're unable to, we will do a standard encounter with civilians. So the 5 S's. All right. Say, show, shoot, shoot, shoot. You can't really say much yelling from the top of a turret. So basically just do a warning shot. All right. So that's the first shoot. Second shoot is going to be disable the vehicle. Third shoot is shoot to kill. All right. If the escalation of force is proper when dealing with civilians. Understood?
What's the ROE for civilians in this area?
No HE.
No, you shouldn't be shooting civilians, period. Unless we are specifically in an area where civilians are known to be a threat, you can shoot to warn, you can shoot to disable their vehicle, but do not fucking kill any civilians. Unless they pull a gun out and start shooting at us. There's no threat of suicide bombers in this area. There's no threat of vehicle-borne IEDs in this area.
Copy that, Captain.
That's something that always needs to be gone over during the mission briefing, because we act way too aggressively towards civilians a lot of the time.
Corporal Patty, you have a question?
Thank you, LT. Quick question about civilians with weapons. If they have them, we can assume that they're aggressive, correct?
It depends on the mission, but past deployments where we've encountered civilians who were armed, locals, they were assumed not hostile unless they were pointing that weapon at you. But that's a mission contingent thing.
Affirm. Thank you, LT.
Are any other questions or comments from anybody? All right, let's load up in the convoy, and let's do what we just went over.
Alright, remember Vic 2.
Alpha.
Sergeant Myers.
Alright, Bones, Vic 2.
Bravo
Over
is
copy.
sending vehicle. Alpha, you're right. On.
Alpha, Bravo, I want your guys to move to the road.
And I would suggest locking beyond the gun with Jaeger driving if you're comfortable driving Jaeger.
Am I supposed to be in that bit? What's my team net and what's the squad net?
41
squad
net. We don't have team nets, and you're gonna be in Bravo in the armed Vic.
Sorry, Jaeger, did you say you want the gun?
Actually, it's section net.
Yeah, I would prefer it. Copy. Second.
Who's on the gun?
Whoever's running radio on this Vic, start checking.
I think Jaeger's on it.
LT, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Okay,
go get the birds up in the air.
Okay.
Regent Lima Charlie on 50.
Warlord, this is Dagger on 70, over. Go ahead and take your guys and continue brief flight over.
Vic 1, this is Vic 3, Lima Charlie on 50, over.
Thunder, same for you, over.
This is Vic 3, radio check frequency 50.
Still waiting for radio checks on Vic 4 and Vic 5. Over.
This is Vic 5 requesting radio check at 350, over.
Vic 5, this is Vic 3, Lima Charlie, over.
Vic 5, soft copy, yeah.
Vic 4, this is Havoc 5 on 50, over.
Havoc 5, this is Vic 4 on 50.
L2, you're not going to use the commander seat? Because if not, I'm going to definitely
I'll
use
go
it.
for it. That's you.
Sounds good, thanks.
This is Vic 4 requesting radio check on frequency 50, over.
Vic 4, this is Vic 3, Lima Charlie, over.
This is Vic 4, so I'll copy out.
All vehicles on frequency 50, this is Havoc 5, we are Oscar Mike. Maintain 50 meters dispersion and limit speed to 50 kph.
Vic 1, Oscar Mike.
LT, you want the aviation hold up markers and stuff like that?
Say again.
Do you want aviation to hold up? That was a point from the last FTXs.
Yeah, that'd be great. Just get surprised.
What is that marker on the convoy route that says stay right? I don't understand.
Vic, right turn.
Because you're coming around a left curve right there. Oh, I see. I'm looking at it from the wrong direction.
First Vic, right turn.
Civilian Vic, left side, Vic 4 and 5.
Last Vic, right turn.
Yes, sorry. Special experiments up here.
Vic 1, civilian vehicle, 30 meters in front, over.
Copy that, keep a wide berth around to the right.
LT, you want aviation here now?
Yes.
Did he say
Vic 1, we have a civilian on the road, possible IED, over.
Yeah, roger that. We don't have IED threats in this FTX. Just give it a wide berth to the right like we did before.
Vic 1 copies.
Also, we're getting a little spread out dispersion here. Tighten it up. Say again, 50 meters dispersion.
Vic 1 turning right, over.
Alright, we got Warlord and Thunder lifting. We have Phoenix on standby with a Chinook and a Blackhawk in case we need another MRAP or a box to resupply the VIX.
Plastic right turn.
Taking fire.
This is Vic 1, we got shots fired. North south.
Convoy halt herringbone. Try to get your VIX into some cover.
Vic 1, herringbone 1.
Soft dismount, return fire.
Alright, this is 5. I need a contact.
Roger, we got a bearing on that.
Have it.
Scanning now.
Set of fuse.
Copy. This is Alpha, we're taking 40 Mike fire. We've got a lot of men down. It's one from Bravo. Spook up.
I'm gonna go pop smoke and try to help that Vic that's down. There's a squad up there on the other side of the Vic. I did not copy anything on that fire mission. I also don't know where my base plate is.
That's okay. We're engaging it with 1 tube.
Round was short if they were supposed to go on the other side.
Yep, adjusting. Just fire. Put it, make it 100 meters onto the other side of that defilade, the other side of it.
It's probably too far.
Copy that, other side of the defilade going out. Same rank count, correct?
Same rank count.
Copy, going out, time now.
Who has my base plate?
That is me. I'm in the gun right at the moment.
Yeah, that's why if you can get locked on the gun, that way you guys can set up your plates. So that you want to dismount.
Copy that lock. Gun. 2-3.
Grounds complete. Be advised. Dispatch.
Disregard this net.
Just right here, I guess.
Alright, disassemble.
Are you actually seeing guys up there?
I think that was just suppressing.
Alright, we're moving. Get in the VIX and start walking them forward.
Oh. Disregard. Stow, you good?
Yeah, still go ahead and let the combat VIX get up front, and then we'll provide for security.
Roger.
I'm good.
Alright, we're setting up security until we get another VIC in for...
Machine gun fire coming from the hilltop. Where those rounds are going out. Like right along the fucking top of the hill.
Jaeger, direct where you need me to go for better fire.
I can see the traces. No eyes on the target there.
Yeah, no eyes on it either. It's on the other side, definitely. Step by.
Holy fuck! Don't back the goddamn vehicle up that fast, that far.
Let's set tubes back up. That's alright.
Tube is up.
Paper. Stand by for mission. Not sure we're gonna have one yet, but fire coming off. I want to be ready.
Alpha's ready.
Yeah, let's just push forward up to the
Alright, looks like we're pushing forward.
Alright, see if we can bring it in. Hold on, stand by.
Who's the last leg? Are we the last leg?
Alright, clear them in.
Let's go ahead and start moving the unarmed Vic up.
Copy the station.
I know, right?
The last one. What the fuck? Yeah, you did.
I'm gonna snag a spot.
Okay. Roger that, thanks, Lieutenant.
Actually, Pike, let's check
Dagger,
out,
clear anything
kind of rear
through
here.
Warlord and Thunder on Type 3, anything outside of a 1 kilometer, 500 meter engagement zone.
Yeah, I think that's the good place to put it.
What? Are they engaging?
Watch the ridge to our northwest. Hey, firm. Covering northwest.
Lieutenant Williams,
Is that it?
I'll call you up when we need to move.
No, it's getting brought in by
You know how to where to look?
Phoenix. Why is no one on the gun in that last Vic?
I think it's a replacement Vic.
Is that ours?
Just
I thought they said that. I just heard somebody say that was our Vic that got brought in.
That is the replacement Vic.
This is Havoc 5131. Send it. Tango Mike.
That's probably ours.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, we have a Vic. Go ahead and wave off Phoenix.
All right. 2-1. This is 2-6.
All assets on 3-1. Prepared to get back to vehicles.
You lost your Vic, correct? All right. It's back. Displacement has been put behind us to the east on the water bridge. Somebody about to go get it.
Alright, go ahead and prepare to mount back up, hold security until the order's given, just getting back into the replacement Vic, and then we'll be on alert again.
Hi, copies. Guys, southeast.
Stand by.
Alright, lost her. I'm gonna get back in the Vic.
There's Dagger and Snows. Stock copy. Checking the board code is erase. Over. Warlord Dagger 7-0. Over. Be advised, never got an updated board code from you. Roger that. Warlord, I'll be back here 1 times. AH-64 Echo Apache, currently 4 kilometers northeast of Task Force. Full load in the gun, 8 times AGM Limas, 8 times AGM Kilos, 2 times AIM-9 Sidewinders. Time on station 0 plus 120 mics. The board code is Eagles. Over.
Affirm, get back in. Let's go.
Alright, mount up, get on the road. Once that Vic's moving on, get on the road.
Alright, we have Lancer, Warlord, and Thunder on standby.
Pikes in.
Copy that. Restrict them back only to type 1
Let's
or 2.
go. We still Vic 3.
Roger. They're all in the northeast. Well, Thunder's orbiting, but Lancer and Warlord are to the northeast.
This is Vic 2. Radio check on the 5-0.
I'm going right now. I think so, but
Vic 2, this is now Vic 1. You can clear frequency 50. Over. Roger out.
Yeah, that's fine.
This is Last Vic requesting radio check on frequency 50. Over.
Last Vic, this is Vic 3 on 50. Over.
Solid copy, last. Last Vic out. This is Vic 1, radio check on frequency 50. Over. Vic 1, this is Last Vic. I read you Lima Charlie on frequency 50. Over. Last Vic, this is Vic 1. Roger out.
All vehicles on frequency 50. This is Havoc 5, convoy Oscar Mike.
Vic 1's moving.
Last Vic is moving over.
Maintain 50-meter dispersion and speed of 50 kph.
Vic 1 left turn. Last Vic left turn.
Enemy roadblock
242, what the hell's that?
Bearing.
Okay. Is it on the road or is it right in front of us?
On the road,
It's to the right.
Now.
Convoy halt turn going.
On the right hand side is a squads here.
Convoy halt herringbone.
Marking.
Havoc 2, this is 5, be advised, we have a roadblock up
Like
ahead.
I said, what's the
roadblock up ahead. Go ahead and set up tubes.
Go ahead and fire maneuver on that position, and let's keep pushing through.
Disregard. They're gonna fire maneuver on the position.
Got fire to the southwest and snaps over my head here.
There's a good spot to push the vehicle up over here, west, southwest.
Copy. 1 sec.
Eyes on the contacts bearing west. We've got a roadblock out there. 263 on the bearing.
Eyes on squad bearing 256.
Range 570 to the roadblock.
Jaeger, let me know if that's good. Putting you right over that ridge there. Yeah, this is good.
Oh, eat shit! There are guys upslope to the left of that roadblock between us and the church. I just dropped one.
Affirm.
If you move the Vic over here to where I'm at, it'll have better defilade.
Copy that move. How's that, Jaeger? Can you see? Is that tree in the way?
Set it up.
Yeah.
Set it up.
To the way of the main roadblock.
Copy. Fire mission 0853 4 rounds HE.
Number 4 copies. 4 rounds of 0853. Yeah.
Havoc 4 fire mission. Reference grid 046046. Marker 0853. 2 rounds from each tube. Keep it tight on it. Fire for effect.
Rounds out, splashing 4.
Altitude, splash and splash.
Rounds were short, they need to go about 30 or 40 more meters west.
Go ahead and just fire. Actually, stand by on that. Looks like we got troops advancing on that area now. We have to be close.
Copy that.
shortly. Possibly.
It's an M11.
Yeah, it's already been engaged. Let's make sure we're getting some rear security.
Looks like there's still guys up and around that church.
Yeah, eyes on.
Alright, have
The
everyone
M113
break them
still
down,
moving
prep
it.
for movement.
Oh, how do I have an extra bag? The fuck?
Be advised that M113 disappeared behind defilade bearing 255.
Copy.
Snow, you good?
I'm good.
You guys hearing me okay?
Last thing you said was break it down.
Copy. Breakdown, it's mounted up. We're moving across the bridge here shortly.
Copy that.
As soon as they're across, I believe we're going to be sprinting across and then pulling into cover.
Everyone in?
Drum zone.
Yeah, great.
Roger that. Options there, just we need it.
This is inappropriate. Hopefully they're still on fire too.
Yeah, I'm going to get across the bridge and pull in behind those the buildings on the right.
Copy that.
That is the back and sensor out.
New fire team identified as marker 0858.
Roger.
Run soft, dismount, and then we'll continue walking the VIX.
Copy.
To be advised, enemy APC was last seen to the south. Looks like we're trying to engage it now.
Roger that.
You want us to pass these Vics and get nestled up in this roadblock?
Yeah, that's a good call. Go and do it.
Jaeger, where's your back?
It is on my back.
I'm not seeing him either.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
Sounds like an 18-4. Driver.
Go and pull that off a little bit further.
Pull up further.
Yeah, just herringboning off. There you go.
Solid copy.
fine. Get them lined back up. We're gonna be moving out here shortly.
Just on the left side.
Drums in, off comms on mic.
This is uniform. I kind of stipulate that it's running very fast, straight down the road. Comments from the left there.
Alright.
Got a civilian van approaching the convoy from the west.
Copy, I'm holding security behind us.
Go and get the Vicks onto the road.
Jaegers, log, where you at?
Alright, man, back up.
Copy.
How's this surroundings looking, Dagger?
Jaeger, I'll see if I can get your back in place here. Stand by.
Buildings just to the west.
That would be awesome.
I'm keeping an eye on it.
Roger.
That M113, man, that's fucking good deal, man.
I have a driver in the fucking face. Not the driver, the gunner. Fucking just staring at him. What are you guys doing?
It surprised me.
Big 2's all mountain, ready to roll.
Yeah, I got hit by like 440s.
A law was good. It's capable of that. A law was
Vic 1 is all mounted and ready to roll.
This is last Vic. We're all mounted up, ready to go fuck some more shit up over.
Havoc 2, this is 5. I still see people standing in the fucking tower. Havoc 4, whoever it is.
Convoy halt. Why the fuck are we moving?
Big 1 building.
Did I give the order to move?
You guys are all in, correct?
So.
Jesus Christ.
Confirm.
Crazy.
Those last guys are mounted up. Nope, never mind.
I'll ask them through this Havoc 5. When I call out that we get loaded up and lined up in Vix, we need to fucking do it and run it down the chain of command, understood? Interrogative Havoc 2-6, are we fully loaded from the platoon? Havoc 4.
All stations on 5-0, this is Havoc 5, Convoy Oscar Mike. Maintain 50-meter dispersion, 50 kph limit, over. Last Vic, Oscar Michael.
makes sense. Negative. I have eyes on. Roger.
Big one left turn. This is Vic 1 left turn.
That's what happened 3 when we did the exchange yesterday.
Oh shit. Where was that?
This is Vic 1 Game B to our northwest. Last Vic turning left.
Alright, convoy's gonna pull up left side of the road, get some hard cover, we gotta gauge as we can.
Didn't he say push forward? You said push forward, right?
Oh, I said
Okay.
Last Vic left turn.
There, get those things on the map and we'll get fire mission.
Yeah, you're gonna drop set up on me. That's fine. Let me know when you can see over that line.
I need my base plate. If you put something down, I don't see it.
The base plate is missing at the moment. It disappeared.
It fucking disappeared again. God damn it. Fucking.
You just lost both base plates?
Hammer 4 has both of those things down. God.
There's a tank up there. There's a tank bearing 330 from our position.
Copy, eyes on.
Stop the truck. Can someone give me a range on that tank?
Get him on there. Range 567 from my post.
I put the tube in the truck. I'm not gonna be able to hit a 600 meter target.
568. 568 Geforce. 362.
Jaeger, can you see through that foliage or do you want to back it up a bit?
There's a few trees there as well. I wouldn't risk the shot. That would be a really hard shot, especially for next one.
Oh, I see.
Did you send up that tank?
Yeah, I'm marking it.
Did you send it to the platoon though?
5.
Do you have someone on platoon net?
I'm gonna try, okay?
Okay. You too.
Oh, this is good.
Rocket.
Stevens, did you send that tank across to the platoon?
That's the affirmative. It's going to sit across and it's being engaged by weapons time now.
Tank is shooting over here now.
Guns pointed our way. Where was just behind the Vic?
Did you send to Ares to replace our base plates?
I did. He said he couldn't accommodate the request.
Say what?
Not sure why. He said he couldn't
Someone just hit that tank. Oh, maybe not.
Alright, so we're moving the Vicks up to definitely keep them downslope from the town, and we're going to move them up to bearing 214.
Copy, bearing 214.
Possibly getting shots out to our west.
Alright, continue movement on the road with the VIX. MET's been dealt with.
Twice from the sounds of it.
Hey, keep that VIC below defilade. Keep it below defilade. Hey, who's driving the command Vic? Keep it below defilade.
Yeah. Trying to pull off left. There's people in the way. I can't just run them over. On me.
Friendly's pushing down.
You can honk at him. Yeah, that does.
Seeing infantry running between the buildings down there.
Where?
347, there's a small gap between the two buildings. Just saw one, looked like he was armed with an SVD, he ran between them.
Jesus Christ, something just lit up the fucking squad next.
Yeah, I saw tracers behind the building, bearing 348. About 250 meters.
BTR. Get the Vic in the cover.
Yeah, I got rock cover from the fire right now.
Do you have eyes on it?
Yeah, it's got traffic. It's going up.
It looks like it's cooking off now.
Alright, let's make sure we're keeping good 360 security too.
This is Pike, who've just dropped the tube off in the Vic. Grab some experiment, it's good.
Different.
Pull it back on the road.
We're getting zoned in, people.
What?
Copy that. Go ahead and cancel that trip.
Go ahead, Bravo. Yeah, let's roll around to the northwest. There's a little
Hey, Jaeger, can you see between those buildings where that 240 is firing right now?
Oh, I finally see what he's shooting at. There's guys over the top of the buildings almost straight north. Moving right to left.
Yeah, there's a big ass palm tree right in my way.
Yeah, I got eyes on Tracers, or correction, that's not tracers, that's sparks coming off the burnout. Contact coming down the hill into the town, across buildings, direct north.
Yeah, they're running around back and forth over there. On the right side of that sign that says Lingor.
Yeah, it looks like they've already been marked. Alright, let's go and keep moving the VIX down slope to the buildings.
Copy.
Send for Havoc 4.
Where do you want me to go, left or right on the road?
Left. There's a street over here.
Go ahead and hold at this building. It sounds like this building's being cleared out to our right.
Yeah, you're gonna move forward so you can see more north past this building. There you go. Thank you.
Havoc 4 copies. All of everyone this map.
Alright, if you're in the command Vic, go ahead and get out of it. We're gonna get it set up so we can get our tubes placed.
Do you want me to grab my tube back out of it?
Negative. Just stand by.
Copy.
I need help clearing this building.
I'm moving, which building, the one to the north?
Straight in front of the Vic.
Oh, you are. Grab the AT.
I'm going in it right.
Going left.
Going right.
Pine.
Roof's clear.
And left. Left's clear.
Right's clear. Pine. Don't see anything.
Going in the left.
Going right.
Left's clear. First floor's clear. 2 coming out.
Second floor clear. 1 coming down.
Havoc 4, there's a resupply box near the command Vic. Go in and grab new tubes and base plates.
Copy.
Go and limit it to that. Do not resupply anything else.
If tube resupply.
I didn't. I'm gonna.
5 to 6. We have our teams prepared this time.
Go and mount up. We're gonna get back to the convoy, rally on the far side of the bridge. We'll continue to walk the VIX up to the bridge and across.
Almost.
Drums in.
This area should be cleared out, but keep your heads on swivels.
If I'm seeing a lot of dead bodies, keeping my eyes out the windows.
Bring that command Vic down to the. You gotta come down slope.
Other way.
Definitely not cleared out.
Where are you getting hit from?
We're getting shot at. There's shooting going on all around us, and we're just fucking driving around.
Okay, where were you getting shot from, guys?
Maybe that house to the north?
Yeah, unknown. I'm seeing any contact.
Alright, 4 on.
I don't know if this 2-story right here is clear.
Yeah, we're gonna clear the single story and the 2-story here.
Fine. Clear, going left. Clear left. One
Right's
door.
clear.
Coming to you.
Fine. Back door's open. It looks clear. Going in and left. That's clear.
Clear right.
Coming out the back. Going up. Right's clear. Left's clear. Going up to the 2-story.
Copy.
What are you shooting at?
Lock, what do you got?
Target's almost due north. Roughly 500 or 400 meters out. Copy.
First floor is clear. Going up.
Okay.
Second floor is clear. Checking balcony. Balcony's clear. Other balcony's clear. Going down.
Roof's clear.
Coming out.
Copy.
Can you send up that these guys are not tagging their buildings clear? Either that or they're just not clearing buildings.
Yeah, we'll do.
5, this is 4. We're moving up 10 now. You guys, as we're moving
Someone's
up to your
bleeding.
left, like we did get shot at unknown direction. As we're moving up, also you can find other weapons buildings that had not been tagged clear.
Drums in.
Alright guys, let's get caught back up to the convoy, mount back up. After we cross the bridge.
You guys gonna mount?
Nah, after we cross.
Hey, fair.
Going off to the right here.
Dude. Are you checking behind you before you back up?
Yeah, the
There's RTV.
This is first Vic, ready check frequency 50 over.
It's Vic 3, Roger on 50 over.
Vic, this is Vic 1, Roger out.
Oh.
Last Vic, radio checking 50 over.
What the fuck?
Havoc 2, Havoc 4, this is...
Last Vic!
31. Go ahead and let me know.
Fucking do your radio check by your Vic number.
This is Vic 2, we're all loaded up and ready to move over.
Vic 4 loaded and ready to move.
Vic 1's loaded in and ready to go. Vic 4 loaded and ready to go.
Last calling station is on traffic order.
Type mark 0930.
Capital Havoc 4, you load.
All vehicles on frequency 50, this is Havoc 5, convoy Oscar Mike.
Is Havoc 4 operational again?
Let's continue 50 meters dispersion and 50 kph.
Is that 0930?
Have my good right there. Civilian network up
This is Vic to the north, left of the fort.
I see it, I see it.
Broken down, civilian Vic at 0.
Civilian Vic, over.
0 marker.
Give it warning shots. Give it warning shots. Take out its tires. Oh. Stop.
Also, the blue Euro approaching us.
Alright, you'll stop, continue pushing.
Good shit, Gunner.
This is first Vic, left turn.
Be advised, convoys approaching that civilian Vic now.
We got a Vic in our front, we're doing a route turn.
Copy that, Vic 1.
Last Vic, right turn.
Vic 1, right turn.
Last Vic, left turn.
First Vic, left turn.
This is from be advised, it looks like there's 2 enemy technicals on the very eastern edge of Wave that
First Vic, right turn.
Copy.
Yeah, I see them. I see one.
Havoc 4 is combat capable again, by the way.
Say again.
Havoc 4 is capable of shooting again.
First Vic, left turn.
Roger.
Alright, convoy halt, herringbone is pre-contact.
Guys up this road. Technical on the right side. Right side at the end of the road. There was some guys trying to move across.
Yeah, we're gonna move you up so you can peek around that.
Okay, dismount if you're back in and walk the fix up.
Being told to keep moving the Vix up.
Lead Vic is pulled off. They got a couple men down. Hey, slow the Vic down. Let us get in front so we can clear those corners for you.
They just dropped someone in that building across the street.
Copy.
I'm moving over here to help them because I just got shot at from over here.
Hey, firm. Alpha, go ahead and hold on this corner. Oh, behind us, behind us. Got one down. Got a man down. I need AG on my pause. And we need to clear these
Came out of
buildings.
a building behind me.
Where'd you get shot from? Is that guy down?
Yeah, he's dead.
Clear this building out. Reloading.
Alright, time. It's clear. Clear all the way to the back.
Throwing a flash. I'm gonna go up and right. Flash out. Jesus fucking Christ. Right's clear, stairs up. Pushing up. Right's clear, pushing across. Room's clear.
Got stairs to the roof.
Opening door.
Can you get through there?
Going out and right.
Copy.
Right's clear.
It's clear. Yeah,
Going up and over.
clear.
Oh, okay. Friendly. Alright, going downstairs.
Friendly coming up, friendly coming up.
Friendlies are coming down. Friendly's coming down.
You're good. You're good. Come on down. Yeah, come on down.
Most of the roof is clear as well. Grenade.
Yep.
Got one more on the roof.
Yep.
Friendly.
Okay, one more coming up. Have fun. I'll miss you. It was nice seeing you.
Alright, we're gonna keep walking the Vix up.
It's a poor spot.
We're gonna continue pushing out to the east to get over the defilade.
Let's go down. Yeah, let's get moving.
Copy.
Alright.
A lot of these buildings didn't get cleared.
Let's try to get pushed up.
Yeah, firm.
Close to actually.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of dead bodies in them, but no green tags.
I feel there's a lot of them.
Alright, they're over the defilade, clear to the next town. They are taking shots from somewhere to the east, sounds like.
Copy.
Sounds like from 112 somewhere.
Command Vix and Defilade on over here. We are taking fire from the east.
Thank you.
Set up.
Use that MRAP and mow down this fucking pine tree right here, this palm tree right here where I'm standing. Knock it down.
Alpha tube set up.
Bravo tube. You guys set up?
Affirmative.
Fire mission, 2 times each tube. Reference grid 045058. Marker 0939. Keep it as tight as you can on that marker 0939.
Damn it.
Fire perfect.
Copy that. 2 rounds going out. Time now. EDA 10 seconds. Splash, splash, splash. Rounds complete.
Alright, now what you're gonna do is nice way back. Gonna go back to your right.
Yeah, I think it's mortar.
Backing up, backing up. Alright, now stop.
Say again that fucking grid, because you gave a grid and you said a marker and I don't see the marker.
Copy, it's marker 0939. If you didn't get your rounds out, go to hold rounds. They're going to be pushing up time now.
Like, we can't see the markers from the artillery computer on the mortar. You need to be giving a sector.
If you look at your dagger, you can mark it on the dagger, and then it comes up in your artillery computer.
Just give us a sector.
Hey Drum, if you mark from your dagger, you put a waypoint over it, you see that on your artillery computer.
I shouldn't be backing out of my artillery computer to mark something with a dagger and then going back into the artillery computer when you could just give a grid and a sector.
Copy that.
Alright guys, we're moving up, walking the Vix up.
Copy.
Yeah, good.
Keep the Vix up to the wall here, and hold them on the corner.
Thank you, bro.
Alright, we're gonna keep pushing up. Get back onto the road and push around.
it? Should we hold it here?
Hold it here.
Okay. I'll grab northwest security.
Copy.
Looks like it.
Damn, where are those shots coming from?
No eyes. Just hearing the snap.
Sounds like it's to our west? How about east? No, that is west.
Hey, bring that unarmed Vic up a bit.
Should keep it in front of an armed Vic at all times.
Different. Go ahead and cross it over to the other side of the street here. Hey, Bert. Alright, we're gonna keep pushing down the MSR, push the unarmed Vic, or correction, push the armed command Vic up first.
Copy.
Friendly's in the courtyard here.
Copy that. Friendly's in the left courtyard. I do not like that look.
Alright, don't push the Vics up any further. Gotta keep that gun up just above that blade. Alright, we got infantry moving into the town to our south. Friendly infantry. Alright, continue to push. Go ahead and take an off-road south into the defilade here, and then we'll push up onto the town. Copy that. Keep the unarmed command Vic at the 6. Or correction, keep the armed command Vic at the 6 so we have your security.
Got guys down up in front of me.
Alright, how many you got?
See one down.
Alright, I'm push up. Took a snap close.
Is that coming from behind us somewhere? Sounds like those shots are coming from the east. Northeast up behind us.
That's a firm.
Yeah, we're gonna push you a little bit over this defilade so you can see.
Eyes on.
Yep, full squad.
047.
Mark 19 is about to fuck them up. Mark 19 pretty much dropped the whole squad.
shit.
Yeah, be advised we did have at least one guy in the town to the northeast there.
Alright, continue bringing the Vicks through the town. We're gonna get back towards the MSR. So we'll start making your way to the southeast.
Copy. Copy that, moving.
That was a RPG from the southeast somewhere.
Affirm. Yeah, they're already moving on the RPG gunner. We want to push across this open area to the buildings to our south.
Roger that, pushing.
I might be hearing more shots from behind us up on that hillside.
Copy, I'll keep my eyes out. I can't see anything up there at this time, but I'll keep scanning.
Hey, Locke, pull back and let the honor pick get ahead of us. Roger that.
Hey, I've seen a dead enemy body in these buildings over here across the street.
Huh?
Got a body over here, but there's no other stuff there.
Shots coming out of a building somewhere over here to our southwest.
Yep, on you.
Might be friendly shooting out.
I'm not seeing any friendly markers that direction. Let's push into this red roof building, clear it out.
Copy that, moving to red roof.
These friendlies over here on the left, they're shooting frags at this other red roof, the smaller red roof building right in front.
Keep both Vicks here behind this deflator.
Affirm. Copy.
Dead body on the other side. I'm gonna go in and left.
Going right. Clear on top.
Clear on the bottom.
Clear on bottom. Going up. Clear.
It's clear on this side.
Can't see anything on the left.
Pushing up through this road. Or, yeah. That's enemy fire somewhere. There are guys in some of these shacks.
These shacks can't seem to get into any of them.
It's the ones with the windows.
Alright, get the Vicks back on the road. We are going to be continuing movement back.
Copy that.
Mount up.
Copy.
I knew it was a dickhead.
Smoke the windows.
Oh, he smoked
C4,
me,
we're going to
boy.
be mounting back up and heading back to the place.
Bikes in.
Alright, see you guys stepping down.
Got one left.
Drums in.
Copy, all in.
Is that to our left or armed Vic?
We need to get back up in order here.
Interrogative, is that Vic 1 right up front there?
Negative. That's Vic 3. The other two Vics are pushed way up, so keep pushing up.
We just now we're Vic 1. Stop.
Oh no, the two Vics are on that.
So that was Vic 1 then?
Just pull off to the side. Just pull off to the side. Dude, stop going backwards.
Vic 3. Yeah, that's right. That was 2-4.
Holy shit, Speedy Gonzalez.
Getting worried we're getting left behind here.
We're the ones that were left behind.
All stations on 5075, convoy Oscar Mike. Spacing 50 meters, speed 75 kph.
Yep. I got to kill something.
Big Alpha Commander, Big 1, be advised, our left wheel is damaged, so we are not able to go to 75 kph over.
Roger that. As fast as you can, the rest of the VIX will keep up.
Roger, Big 1 copies, out.
Maybe if they'd stop driving it off the side of the road into the fucking water, they'd be able to go a little bit faster.
To have that guy submit to a drug test. Good damage.
It looks like they need to replace a tire.
Alright, convoy halt, herringbone, Vic 1, fix your tire.
Herringbone.
We need to get the
Big 1's herringbone to the right. Convoy Commander, this is Vic 5.
Vic 5, go ahead.
This is Vic 5, be advised, we've had the same issue with our tires, and we've changed both, and we're still having the same issue over.
Yeah, but did you hit a rock like Vic 1 did?
That's a negative. We took an RPG to it over.
Okay, copy. You just have to... But how fast can you go?
Wait, 1. Combo Command, this is Vic 5. The maximum about 35, over.
Copy.
Vic 5 out.
God damn your hands up.
You touch my hands.
Did you feel me touch your hands? I did.
This is Vic 1, a 5-0. Our road's been replaced, over.
Copy. Copy.
Drum zone.
Have it.
This is Vic 5. We're loaded back up. Back on the road, over.
Go and get the Vics back on the road.
This is Vic 1. We're loaded and ready to go, over.
Tango Mike.
All stations at 5 goes having 5, convoy Oscar Mike. Vic 4 is having speed issues, so limit speed to approximately 40 kph. Back to base.
Vic 3 copies 40.
Correction, Vic 5 on that last.
Wow.
Off comms.
I think I have some impulse control problems. My head is going right once you crash. Like, over and over again. Like, ah.
This is Vic 1, left turn.
Yeah.
Alright, have a
Roger. Warlord,
Last strike making left turn.
go ahead and group all the pilots up in motor pool.
First big left turn.
Well, it was until you said something.
I can't handle it. Sorry.
Last strike making left turn.
Index, condition 4, and back up from where we started.
Roger that.
This is 5 signing off for 50 over.
Team leads, make sure all you guys are condition make sure you complete
Bravo. Tap that and then circle over here. Yeah, good.
Bravo's all here.
2-2's all here.
2-3's here.
2-4 is all present.
Have it 4 is all present.
Have it 2's here, Lieutenant.
All right. Overall, I say that was a successful training exercise. Overall, I think we improved throughout. There were a couple hiccups, though. When we first took contact, the first couple places, we were a little slow on picking up the tempo and momentum to push through that contact with our vehicles. There's also some slow response times with that enemy transport vehicle at the beginning, at the first bridge. A little slow on taking that out. Other than that, in the last couple towns, you guys did a good job of getting online and moving through and pushing through that town with your vehicles. That was a very good initiative on you guys at that point. There was one point where the fucking convoy took off, and I did not give an order to tell it to go anywhere. What was going on there? Anybody? Private?
Sir, as the driver inside with the intercom system, it was getting a little confusing. There were orders being thrown out left and right by my TC and the other ranking personnel in the vehicle.
All right, copy
so
that,
I
Private.
did not
Thank
hear
you.
the convoy net. Thank you.
All right, yeah, make sure you work on that, Lieutenant Williams, from keeping your channels clear and stuff to allow orders to properly go through. Yeah, I mean, we didn't really face, I think, a lot of contact, in my opinion, but I did prevent a lot of intel from getting down to you guys, just so it was more of a surprise react. You guys reacted mostly very, very well. Yes, that's pretty much all I have. Lieutenant Williams, do you have anything?
Nothing for task force, sir.
All right. Havoc 4?
Nothing for task force, sir.
Sorry about the guns going down. I wish we missed a couple fire mission opportunities there.
No problem, sir. We'll get it straightened out.
Is that a known issue? Because when that happened, you said not again.
Yes, sir. It's been sent up before.
All right. Well, what's the easy, obvious solution to that? It's put more base plate, especially on a convoy. Put extra base plates in the back of the Vic.
Absolutely, sir. If we're authorized to do so, we will continue. We will do that in the future.
If there's an error, then your base plates are disappearing. Yes.
Yeah, I'd consider that authorization, Sergeant.
Absolutely. Thanks, sir.
All right. Anything else from Havoc 4?
Nothing else, sir.
Rotary.
Nothing with Rotary, sir.
Fixed wing, Captain Soto.
Nothing here, Lieutenant.
Thank you, Captain. Captain Drumheller.
Yeah, I got a few things. Captain Soto?
Yes, Captain.
I need you to fix the shit out of the audio on our flashbangs. Whatever that is, that's like a fucking 200 decibel flashbang explosion. Like I don't need realism on our flashbangs to the level where it makes me deaf while I'm playing the game. So I need that flashbang sound fixed. Copy?
Can do.
Okay.
Didn't know it was broken.
Driving backwards. If you are driving a vehicle, do not fucking drive that vehicle backwards. Especially don't slam on the gas driving it backwards without looking where you're going. If you are driving backwards, you need to be driving backwards very slowly, and you need to be honking your horn the entire time. And you need to have eyes backwards. The pace at which we operate means we don't have time to get someone back behind the vehicle and fucking back you up. So you need to go into third person and spin around and make sure that when you're driving backwards, you're not fucking running anyone over, and you need to be doing it slowly. I don't want to see anyone going backwards at 30 miles an hour without clearing behind the vehicle. Last Vic, I went over this at the beginning of this mission, and whoever was on comms on the last Vic kept saying last Vic instead of Vic 6. I specifically went over that. You did a radio check. Every time you were talking, the only time you should be saying last Vic is when you're calling out turns. Otherwise, it's your Vic number. Or when you think the convoy commander needs to understand that you're the last Vic for whatever reason. Drivers staying mounted. Drivers don't have to stay mounted when you're stopped. I didn't actually see that happening, but I know we didn't go over it on any of the other FTXs. When you're stopped, drivers, you can dismount, just stay next to your vehicles in case they need to be moved again, unless you're told specifically to full dismount. Soft dismount, drivers can get out, just stay near the vehicle. Biggest issue of the night. You guys either were not clearing buildings or you were not tagging your cleared buildings. I was with Havoc 4 tonight. Almost every single building we came across tonight that looked like it had been cleared was not tagged in any way, shape, or form. And that is unacceptable. We had to double clear a bunch of buildings and we wasted our time. So, I don't want to see that again. Make sure that gets reinforced, Havoc 2 HQ.
Yes, sir.
That's everything I had.
Thank you, Captain. First Sergeant.
Thanks, sir. Couple of things noted down here. Firstly, when it comes to the mission, I don't care if you guys had a fun time or not. That mission was kind of dog shit. After the last update, the AI has been more and more difficult to fucking work with. I mean, they're at clinical levels of retardation as of late, so it was not easy to get the AI to do what we needed them to do. So if it felt a little easy for you guys, apologies on that, but hopefully that'll be squared away soon. But as far as what I've seen from a Zeus perspective, there was a couple of fuck-ups. Firstly being towards the, I guess it'd be kind of the middle of the FTX when you guys crossed the bridge across that little island where the MBT was sitting. I personally didn't actually have eyes on it. Lieutenant Burke notified me of it. The vehicle pushed across that bridge before the fucking infantry did. And he even related directly to me, had I had an RPG gunner over there, that truck would have been fucking dead. At no point in time do we ever push those trucks in front of the infantry. We have to protect those trucks. So you guys have to move in front of them. Had there been an RPG gunner there, and he popped out and started hitting that thing with RPGs, you guys would have lost another truck.
Did we not go over that at the beginning? Was that not one of the things we addressed as far as mounted ops?
I don't recall, Captain.
That's a base level thing. The vehicle never goes in front.
In addition to that, there was one point where I took control of an RPG gunner on a roof and was able to fire 4 to 5 RPGs at 2 different vehicles. Both of those vehicles were sitting completely in the open. Now, after I fired the first RPG, I expected to see that vehicle start to move. Can anybody guess what that vehicle did? You're correct. It fucking sat there. It didn't move an inch. So I fired again. Can anybody guess what it did? Correct. It fucking sat there. So I fired again. Guess what it did? It fucking sat there. Had I wanted to, I would have very, very fucking easily destroyed that truck. The second truck that was hiding behind the rock decided to stick its nose out, so I fired an RPG at that one. Guess what it did? It fucking sat there. I could have taken out 2 of your gun trucks with total impunity. There wasn't a swinging dick out there firing a weapon system at me. You have to keep those trucks protected, especially if they're firing RPGs at them. Move the motherfucker. It's not difficult to figure out where an RPG is coming from. Not only do you have audible cues, but you have a big puff of fucking smoke that comes from the tube when they fire it. Get the vehicle behind cover if it's taking fire like that. It's a pretty simple concept. Next, where is, I believe it was Private C. Carter. There. They rolled by a building, and I was controlling a marksman that was up on the 2nd story. However, I was inside the doorway, essentially in a hide. I fired at his turret and popped back into the doorway where he couldn't see me. When I popped back out, I was staring down the barrel of a Mark 19. He sent 1 round into that doorway, and quite honestly, scared the shit out of me. I ate a 40 millimeter. That is perfect example of doing what needs to be done.
Situational awareness.
Exactly. I fired a single round at him. 1 round. And he was able to pinpoint that came from behind him, spun that turret around, and as soon as I popped out, he was already sitting there ready for me. There wasn't a goddamn thing I could have done to harm him in any way. That was, absolutely perfect. That's the kind of shit you guys need to pay attention to, especially when you're up in those turrets. That kind of situational awareness, that's what you should strive to get to. Last thing I had, that fucking civilian vehicle that got engaged on the airfield. Now, 1, it never should have been there, because fucking civilians being civilians and just doing whatever the fuck they want. But 2, firstly, you called it out as an enemy vehicle. There was nothing on that thing to resemble any type of enemy vehicle. There was no weapons visible, no nothing. 2, for all you fucking know, that civilian vehicle was there to hitch a ride or give us some cargo or something along those lines. Because I can fucking promise you, the airbase commander does not come down and ask each and every pilot on that flight line if they're okay with a civilian vehicle entering that airfield. I guarantee you that. So whether it's a civilian fucking freaking out, doing whatever the fuck they want because they don't want to listen to Zeus, or whether we do it just to keep you guys on your toes, either way, it's unacceptable to mow down a fucking civilian like that with no PID. There is no excuse for it. None. Sure as fuck not the excuse of, well, there was a civilian on a secured area. Guess what? Civilians work around military bases all the fucking time. That's all I have, LT.
I got something else.
Captain.
Speaking of that particular interaction, I want to go over our civilian interaction in general. Our general civilian interaction is way too aggressive. I said that at the beginning. and it holds true, especially with what the first sergeant just went over. We are portraying a realistic environment, and realistically, I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen convoys rolling down the middle of a fucking highway in Iraq with vehicles all on both sides of them. those fucking Vics don't give warning. Like, they would just be firing the 50 nonstop going down the entire fucking highway. Like, we need to shift our focus to, basically ignoring civilians and civilian Vics unless they're doing something fucking retarded. Like, we don't need to be shooting warning shots at Vics unless they're, approaching the convoy from behind and, gunning it into the back of the convoy, obviously, at a faster speed than the convoy, meaning they're either going to ram a truck or they're going to try and go around, which is unacceptable, or they're a VBIED. But if there are VBIEDs in the area, we're going to know it beforehand. Vehicles coming down the road on the other side of the road, like, there's nothing for them to do. Like, they just keep driving, we just keep driving. If there's no civilian threat in the area, like, we just need to leave them the fuck alone. So, I'll talk with Unit HQ about that, and we'll be rolling out more specific civilian SOP. Basically, just leave the civilians alone. If they're running up in the middle of your lines in combat, we're still going to cuff them, stick them in the corner, leave them behind. If they're doing something funky near the convoy, then fire warning shots or disable the vehicle. But otherwise, unless they're a known threat, they're not a threat. And sometimes it does take a VBIED going off on one of our Vics for them to then become a threat. That's all I got.
Thank you, Captain. Private L. Carter, you had a comment. Excuse me, Private Collins, you had a comment.
Still fun yelling.
Sorry. Thank you, sir. I just wanted to say that I had
You had a what? Private? We don't hear you.
Sounds like he had a mic issue there, XO.
Did you get it squared away, Private?
Is it working now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I was just saying that I was the gunner from the from the truck that First Sergeant had mentioned, and I just wanted to say the only reason I caught it was just I happened to be looking in the back direction because of the position in the convoy I was. I'm glad I saw the shot come off and just happened to pop him.
That's fine. That means you were scanning the proper sector, or at least you were scanning a sector and you were paying attention to what was going on around you, and that's still what's known as situational awareness.
Private L. Carter, you had a comment?
It's already mentioned by Private Collins, sir.
Alright, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Put a C or a Q in chat. Sergeant Loster.
Thank you, LT. I wanted to just address, so everyone knows, just like Captain Drumheller found out yesterday that you can set a limiter to the speed, I found out yesterday that you can turn off the fucking intercom system so that you don't hear it.
Can you go on yelling, please?
Yeah, you can speak on yelling, please.
I am. I'm on. How about now?
You are now.
There you go.
Okay, that was weird. Sorry. Just like Captain Drumheller found out yesterday about the setting the speed limit, I found out yesterday that you can turn the intercom off in the vehicles. If you go to the vehicle options and go to disable, it turns it off for you so that you don't hear a million fucking voices cutting in over the radio and all that other shit. It makes life a lot easier.
That's a good option for that comm saturation that happened with that first Vic. We had half the convoy rolling away without a proper order. Any other questions or comments? All right. You're all dismissed your individual debriefs.
All right, Cycle Platoon, my channel.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream tonight, and I'm gonna take a break, and then I'll be back with some more XCOM.